This is the 2026 Winnebago Ekko 22A. All right, let's be honest. If you're looking for an off-road van, the Winnebago Ekko has to be at the top of your list, right? For several reasons. I mean, you're getting an all-wheel drive chassis, plus you get essentially the body and storage of a Class C. Now, the one we're talking about today is the Winnebago Ekko 22A, which is on the Ford Transit chassis. If you want the Mercedes, that's going to be the 23B. Well, let's talk about this bad boy, because again, this thing has become a super popular option over the last few years to be able to get off-grid, be able to go off-road, and for good reason. I mean, it is built for exactly that. As I said, it is on the Transit 350 HD all-wheel drive chassis. We'll talk a little bit more about the outside in a second. There is definitely a lot to like about this one, but as I always say, if the floor plan's not going to work, the coach isn't going to work. So if you're more interested about the outside features, you can skip ahead. Otherwise, let's talk a little bit about the inside, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. So basic layout, we'll kind of start in the back. We'll hit the bathroom in a second, but as you can see, the bedroom is going to be right back here. You have two twin beds. Yes, this does drop down in order to form a king. Now on the other side behind me, let my camera adjust here. You can see you have entertainment right up top. Both your passenger and driver seats do swivel around. And then you have your two chairs here with the table. And of course, we have the campside galley. We can see the microwave and then everything else right down here. So let's kind of dive in, go a little bit further in depth to the inside here. And then, as I said, we'll head back out. Starting off on the kitchen. So as soon as you walk in, we have a couple panels here. We have a 2,000 watt inverter on this one. There is going to be 500 watts of solar on here. You have essentially 3 panels up on the roof, and then you're going to have a lithium battery with that as well. Dropping down, you can see your battery disconnect is going to be right here. Power step, awning lights, some of our other lights here too. Taking a look at the countertop, it is not huge. If there is a drawback to having a small coach, a lot of times you lose countertop space. This is probably my one negative, is just the fact that it's just going to be your standard like T-mold laminate countertop. Again, not a deal breaker, but when you're paying this kind of money for a coach, I would have liked something slightly nicer, but again, I guess I understand you have to make sacrifices, for certain things, and this is what it was here. So you do have a single stainless steel bowl. You can see the pull-out faucet. Now, the thing I like about this faucet, folks, if we drop down, take a look at this. I'll open this up. You can see that you have a filter for your faucet. So I like that it has a built-in filter. It's, again, something I don't see super often. Also, while we're down here, I'll just open this up. You can see you have nice open space here. Now, you're probably going to use this for pots and pans, but if you wanted to, you can possibly put like a small trash can in here too. Just depends kind of on how you want to set things up. Couple of drawers over to the side. Now, this one obviously has to be cut out because of the sink. Down below, though, you're going to get a little bit more. And then the rest of your kitchen storage, you have a little bit up top. I'll show you in a second, but then this right here is going to be the majority of the rest of it. And as you can see, you have adjustable shelves right there. And then over to the other side, like I said, as I pop back up, a little bit of additional storage right up top. There you go. Microwave over to this side. And then we have this tall, skinny Norcold fridge. You can see, freezer compartment up top there. A little bit of fridge right down below. Electrical outlet is going to be right down here. I do want to point that out. So for anything you need to plug in, you have that. As for your windows, you can see the backsplash basically is a window. Great view out to the campsite. It's going to be like your European style window. So it's going to be a composite, like a plastic. This does, essentially, you can open up all of these and tilt the window out. Now, as for a screen, the screen is going to be built into the shade. So when it tilts out, you do have a built-in screen. This just connects. You can bring this back up if you want. That is going to be your night shade. Or, of course, you can separate them if you, just kind of have really whatever configuration you want there. Moving back a little bit further, let's talk a little bit about the bedroom. I basically hit the majority of it, right? You have the two twins. This drops down to form the king. It is super simple and easy to make. This is padded on the bottom side, but this side right here is hard. Now, it's hard to see because this is in plastic, but it does have like cup holders and stuff here. So this is going to be like a kind of a center console entertainment system space, kind of trying to make this into like pseudo theater seating while you're sitting here, because there is going to be TV hookup right here, right? So this is going to be at the foot of the bed. So if you want a TV here on the wall, you can watch it while you're back here in bed, which again is pretty nice. You will also see a couple other things. One, as I drop down here, there is storage on both sides. I always like a little bit of additional storage. This table is going to be the Lagoon table system. This actually hooks up front. I'll show you that when we go up there. Some additional storage here and here, as well as some outlets. You have USB ports, electrical outlets. You also have a 12 volt. Now, this is really nice because if you have a CPAP machine, you can plug it in right here, drop your cords, your hoses right down here, and run it down to whatever side you're going to be sleeping on. So I'm a big fan of that. Something else that I like is if we take a look here, there's going to be, again, 12 volt USB in our 120, but right up there is going to be roof access. So if you have like Starlink or something, you can run it up through there, attach it to the roof, have your modem right in here. That makes it pretty convenient for having internet on the go. AC is going to be right there, so you'll stay nice and cool at night. And then you have windows on both sides. I have it there on the passenger side, as well as right over here on the driver's side. All right, let's kind of take a step back out. Showed you kind of where the TV would go, as I mentioned, right up there. And again, I do like the bed system here, the fact that it is going to be a little more versatile. A couple other things I do want to mention. For heat, this one has your Truma. It also is going to have your thermostat right there for your AC. All right, let's talk bathroom, because the bathroom in the Ekko is easily one of the coolest bathrooms I have seen in a Class B, Class C, anything with a wet bath. So here is essentially what we have, right? You can see our sink right over to the side. You get a mirror. Love that. They use the Winnebago symbol as a towel hook, which is really cool. You have some additional storage space right up here. I'll pop that open. That's enough for some toilet paper, black tank chemical, poopery, whatever else you need. You can see you have a window right down underneath. Electrical outlet. So if you have, curling iron, hair dryer, nice and easy to hook up there. Plus, they give you a spot for your toilet paper. But that being said, I mean, this is actually pretty spacious. So check this out. Now, as you can see, I actually have pretty good shoulder space, good leg space here on the toilet. And if you want, it does pivot so you can move it. But the coolest part about this entire bathroom is the fact that this wall pivots. So now I close that space off, and look how much room I have to shower. This is unheard of in a wet bath. All right, moving on. So right here, you have like your jump seat. So you can have two additional riders here. You also have the table. Now, as you can see, the thing I like about this table is it's legless, so it's super comfortable to sit at. The other really neat thing, though, is that the driver's seat swivels. So driver's seat can turn around and be able to utilize this table. Now, the passenger seat also swivels, and right there is that Lagoon table system I talked about. So the passenger seat here will have a table as well. They really did a great job of making the cab super functional in this coach. Now, what about sleeping, you say? Well, we have a few different options on the 22A. We can obviously sleep two in the back. You can, however, get a pop top if you so choose. Now, you will lose some solar capacity, so bear that in mind, but it does allow you to easily sleep two extra people. Now, I don't necessarily recommend this, but there is also an option for an inflatable cushion that kind of fits in the cab for additional sleeping. It will work in a pinch, but I'm telling you, it is not super comfortable. But if that is something that interests you, that is an easy option that isn't going to be anything permanent, right? Something you can take out nice and easy. Electrical outlets here, as well as, again, USB port and 12 volt. Same thing on the other side. So for both of our workstations there, entertainment center here in the center with our Bluetooth soundbar there. This is going to be your privacy screen for closing off the front. And as we drop down into the cab, again, this is going to be your, on the Ford Transit chassis, this is all-wheel drive. You can see the nice big head unit right there. So that it is a nice, easy display. All right, but I promised you we'd talk about the outside, so let's do it. As I said, this one is built on the Ford Transit 350 HD chassis. That is going to be the all-wheel drive. Has a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, 10-speed automatic select shift transmission with overdrive. And this one will have ABS disc brakes on all four wheels. Making our way back a little bit, the thing I like about this, it's kind of nice and aerodynamic here. And again, it's not going to be as wide as a Class C, right? You're 7.5 foot wide versus like your full 8 foot but it gives you so much more space inside than a Class B, as we saw. We have our power step right down here. And this one, so a few things I want to mention. Actually, before we even get into this, I'll show you that in a second, but take a look at this door. Man, even the entry door to this thing is nice and beefy. Like, it just feels solid. It looks good. You can see it has the built-in screen right here. Even has a lock on the screen, which I love. So a little bit, of additional security there. If this is, if you're having it open, just having a breeze come through. Right up top is going to be our awning. You can see it has the LED light. That one is going to be armless as well. You can see the roof rack up there with our solar panels. I mentioned this one does have 3. Now this one happens to have the tailgating option. What is that, you ask? Well, that essentially is going to be your outside kitchen. So we hook that up right there. So we're going to push these levers out, pull this bad boy out like so. There we go. So as you can see, it comes with a 2-burner cooktop. It actually has this right over to the side. So you can have like a little rinse basin right here, kind of like a pseudo sink. And you get the Dometic fridge. Now, you also have a couple electrical outlets in case you want to plug in any other appliances. You also see 12 volt plus your cable right there if you want outside TV. As I mentioned inside, this one does have the Truma AquaGo system. Our propane will be located here. Look at the size of that door, man. You have some thick doors on this thing. Very well built. I really like the locking mechanisms they use on here too. I haven't really seen anyone else use those yet. And they are, again, just very solid feeling. You'll see your propane quick connect right down there. Again, if you have a Blackstone or something you want to hook up. But one of the coolest parts is going to be this right here. There is a ton of storage. You have this grid system here with all of your tie downs right over there. Same thing on the other door. So you have this basically garage area that you can, put tools, bikes, whatever else you want back here. Coolers, you can strap it all down. You'll see that it has a vent here as well. Again, 12 volt plug plus a 120 on both sides, lights on both sides. And right in the back here, you even have super easy access to this compartment. You also see there's a tray underneath, so it is nice and easy to keep clean. Plus, it has a rubberized floor. This right here is one of my absolute favorite areas. Not only do you have the tie downs on the doors, but as you can see, you have a track system, both in the front and back, as well as right up here on the front and back. So again, it gives you a lot of essentially modularity to be able to create the space that you want here in the garage. Now, what else do we have on back? Well, you have a ladder so you can climb up onto the roof. Now, I did do that in the beginning of the video here. There's a sticker up there that says do not climb on the roof because it's slippery, so just bear that in mind. But there are some solar panels up there, as I mentioned, optional roof rack, and again, if you get the optional pop top, that would be up there as well. Just make sure you don't step on that. You can see the AC, and as we drop down, this one does have a 5,000-pound hitch. Now, this one has a GVWR of 11,000, a gross combined weight rating of 15,000. So remember, even though you have a 5,000-pound hitch, it's basically giving you a 4,000-pound tow, if I did my math correctly. Now, coming over to the side, we will open this up. Oh, there we go. This is going to be our wet bay. So you can see we have everything we need. We have the Nautilus system. It's a fantastic system, makes it nice and easy to do everything you need from winterization to be able to flip for dry camping city water. You'll also see right up here is going to be the outside shower. Of course, our fresh tank fill is going to be located there. And as we drop down, we can see our tank drains are super easy to access, the low point drains there. And then this is going to be the waste, for your gray right here. The toilet inside is a cassette toilet. I do want to point that out. We'll see that in just a moment. But this is where your gray tank is going to dump at. It does have a very sizable gray tank on it, which is nice. The cassette toilet, I believe, is 5 gallons, just for your knowledge. This is going to be, if you want extra solar here on the side, this is going to be for our 30 amp plug right there. Vent for the Truma. This is the back of that cassette toilet, as I promised. And then as we open this compartment up right down here, this is going to be our Cummins Onan generator. You can see it's 2800. Now, bear in mind that you have the generator, but it also does have the second dedicated alternator for the house battery. So bear that in mind as well. And you can sub this out if you want. You can eliminate this and instead get a second lithium battery, that is an option. It just kind of depends on what you prefer. And then if I open this up right down here, you can see right there is going to be our lithium battery. Look at that, it's a big old boy right there. Then you can see some of the other electronics are going to be tucked away right over here to the side. So again, folks, you're looking for something that can go off-road. The Winnebago Ekko 22A is great for being able to get off-grid, going off-road. This one is on the Transit chassis. If you love it and you want price and availability, there will be a link in the description. If you want the Mercedes, well, we have a review on that one too, so feel free to check that out. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker. Until next time, see ya.